Man,
you would blur. Yeah,
not the club blur.
Let's be for real. 2 or 3 o'clock in
Miami. One night in my
one night in Vegas, boy. I was there. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, what happened to that? Like, a lot of men and women aren't disciplined enough.
It's a hookup culture.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Like, it's a microwavable. Everything is microwavable. What happened to the crock pots?
I love me some good crock pot.
What happened to the grandma? What happened to the grandmas and the mamas that really, and the women that really knew how to took their time? And
it's funny you mention that, because I do feel like the older generation is a bit responsible for how society is, because I feel like some of the older women are not educating these younger women, and some of the older men are not educating these young men about how to date, how to court and stuff. And I think if they got more involved in that process,
They are. A lot of you have to be receptive to the information that you are.
I was saying one ear, one out the other.
Yeah, they're not
a lot of
listening.
men and women ain't trying to hear that. If it ain't going for what it's going for right now, I'm not trying to hear about what you're saying about retirement in 40 years and 401ks and my wife with 5 kids and that big house. Ain't nobody. A lot of the generation ain't trying to hear that. That you get what I'm saying? That future stuff. A lot of people want it now. If it ain't gonna solve this problem now, I'm not trying to hear.
It's funny you said that, because my uncle, he passed away a couple years ago. He used to always give me speeches and always tell me stuff, and I used to go on one ear and not the other. But then, as I'm older today, I said, man, I'd do anything to get a speech from him again. Just talk to me, just to take it in. I said, man, but you don't realize what you got when it's gone. You be like, yo, you sit back, you start reflecting. You be like, damn, boy, he gave me $1 million worth of game for free,
and we didn't even know it. We didn't even know it, bro. That's what I'm saying. We weren't receptive.
Go ahead. What's your process?
I mean, I know I've mentioned some of my stuff before as far as like vetting. Just like in the initial interaction, and this is something that I encourage a lot of other guys, just seeing where her interest level is. Because you can get a number or interact with a girl at a club or a venue, at a grocery store, gas station. I mean, on rare occasions, I know most men are just not approaching women like that. But if you do, and how you can tell if it's high interest, if like the communication and reciprocation is like bouncing back and forth. So that's the first indication that there's high interest. And then with me, just, figuring out like if I can, most importantly, be myself around her. Like we can talk. Like the conversations are not just like tight, where I gotta probe myself or what I needed to say. So that's the second thing. And then of course attractive. I always want to find her visually and aesthetically appealing to me, and make sure that some of our ideals align with each other. I know it's not gonna always be, but long as the major things align with each other. And those are like 3 of my core things that I kind of just look for.
That's pretty much it for all men, to be honest. Like
that's pretty much me too. Definitely physically, but for me, that conversation got to be that endless conversation, talk.
You can just talk and be yourself.
That openness, but also, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. To me, it's the spirit of a woman. Because have you ever met somebody that, they say all the right things, or maybe they're attractive, but their spirit ain't right? It's something about, but you can't describe it though.
Their energy.
But it's a certain energy they bring. But then when they talk to you, it's cool, or when you're vibing with them, it's cool. But then you just know that something about her spirit just ain't right.
It ain't there.
So it keeps you from really going there. I mean, y'all may hang out sometimes or whatever, but it's like. You know what I mean? So it's sometimes it's that spirit that when you feel it, you be like, oh man. Like you just know when people, even with friends and stuff, you just know when people solid. You just know when it's like, okay, if I gave her my heart, if I took my heart out of my body and gave it to her, she'll treat it better than hers.
So what keeps y'all interest though? How do they maintain? Because I'm thinking that should be different from what initially attracts you. Because I like what you said, because we're noticing that it's easy you start dating somebody every 2 weeks, and it's especially people who date online, and then in a month later, they ain't even talking to the person. And they're going through every month, it's a new person, and there's no longevity. So what are y'all doing to make sure, okay, this is gonna make it past 4 months?
So for me, I love support. Showing up. Reason why I say that, everybody has their stories, childhood traumas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, being there is the world to me. That's just it. Supporting me means the world. That's just me.
Standing
You
with
get what
you.
I'm
I
saying?
got you.
So like if I'm doing something and you show appreciation without even me saying it, if I'm just, hey, I got a movie coming out, and then you pop up while I'm at work with a cheesecake, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, just something. I got you. I got you.
You got me in under 30 days, like. But it's just me though. Like I said, I'm some men need different things. You get what I'm saying?
You simple with it, but it's sometimes it's those little things
It be the
that
small
make such a
stuff.
big. I got you. Big impact.
You went to Walmart and got me a pack of beef jerky, baby. I needed that. I needed that for the rest of the week. You got me
Respect.
yogurt and granola for the morning, so I don't got to stop me getting no food. You thought about me.
But some people don't even though y'all think it's simple, some women may not even know how to support. Because when you caught up on yourself, individual, because we live in that society where it's transactional and it's individualism, it's hard for people to even provide support because we see that as friends. It's hard for people to support their friends.
True.
They
true.
they hate from on the low, right?
true.
And so, I mean, I see that every time I travel. So it's just like, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, even though that it's major to you, there are some women that you're going to disqualify because you're like, they don't even know how to. And you can't teach it. It's like,
You can't teach them, yeah.
I was going to ask y'all that. Can you teach an old dog new tricks, or can you teach? Can some women be taught if they're open to it, or some things are just ingrained in them to where they just can't be taught?
Some things like what he's saying and how he's saying is deep to him. It's hard. Like you can show a woman or what supportive looks like to you, and she gets it. But you have to see that in her initially. Like she just gonna easily pour into him. She's just gonna easily be there for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she's not. And she's
I mentioned that earlier.
Genuinely, yeah.
If you can see, like, I know I'm going back to like gender roles. If you can see some of that stuff early initially, like how her just like catering to you, and then him being the man and just like being already protectiveness. That's why I said masculine and feminine energy. Women, your feminine energy is your superpower. It can make the most alpha man protect you like a delicate dandelion.
It's funny you mentioned that. My uncle used to always say, "You want to know if a woman's really for you? Just sit back and just watch her. If you take her to a cookout and y'all sitting down, does she go over and get you a plate? Hey, let me get you a plate. Hey, let me. Hey, baby, I'm finna go get me some. No, I got it, babe. I'm gonna get the lemonade for you.
See, it'd be the simple stuff.
Or maybe it could be something simple as, I know every day at 7:45 she gonna give me a call. Hey, I had a bad day. Even if she's had a crazy day that day, it's almost like, hey, this has been a rough day, but I just want to call to check on you. You okay? Okay, yeah, I'm going to bed a little early, but I just thought about you.
And see, and I said to you, I didn't know that was a thing because for me, like when I host stuff, and he knows this is like my bro, right? Love him to death, like my bro. But there's been times like I've hosted stuff, and he knows all my friends, and I'll make him a plate.
Right.
He's not meaning he's a man, but I'm just that's in my spirit.
That's you.
Right.
That's
I don't have a problem. But some women be like, why are you making him play? He can make his own. That ain't your man. And I'm like, it's just so some people.
Are those women single? They probably single. No, I'm just joking.
But I'm just saying, sometimes it's harder for women, or we don't, especially if you're used to dating a lot of men, it's hard for us to pick up on what is your thing. That's why I do like when we talk about at least community. Yes, it's beautiful when certain things are going to for organic. People know I'm nurturing. I can't hide that. I'm a very nurturing person. But some things is like it is for women. We're not mind readers, so it does help when men do articulate this is what they like and stuff, or different things.
I had to learn that a lot too.
Did you?
You have to. I mean, obviously, all women aren't the same.
Right.
So the way you speak to one woman,
it's different.
Somebody, she ain't going for it. I'm telling you,
that's
not
right.
going. You can try to raise your voice in the slightest way, and she's not going for it. You get what I'm saying? And some women, they are so used to that. That's one of their languages. I know he loves me because he yells at me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus
That's a love language.
versus somebody
That's
versus
that toxic love.
that's like that should be a whole new love language. Toxic. That should be the new love language. Somebody that's toxic, like, cause it's bad, my boy. But like I said, a lot of people just aren't receptive. You can tell a woman a lot of things, and if it doesn't resonate to her based off of experiences and everything she's been through, you can tell her a million times that she's not gonna get it. And men too. You can tell a man, you see this trash and you walk past it all the time. Why I gotta keep telling you to take it out? Certain men, when they would get a gang of cuss, so certain men would get their tail whooped if they heard it, if they was asked a lot of times. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of men react to, boy, didn't I tell you? You get what I'm saying?
Didn't I tell you to take the trash out?
Extra fear. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you gotta have that. Sometimes you gotta have that extra fear in people, and you know, to spark them. And then some people you gotta talk them delicate, like you said. You gotta talk them. You gotta talk to them very, very subtle, like babies. You get what I'm saying? Because any slightest, from a 1 to a 5, she cracking down, she crying. You don't love me. Why are you talking to me like that? And then a lot of stuff may start coming out with that just based off your tonality.
Then at that point, you got, as a man, you got to figure out, do I want to deal with this or not? Because OG told me a long time ago. He said the only issue I have with y'all young men is y'all want a woman that's already perfect or already trained up to fit you. But you got to understand, when a woman's coming into your life, she's the byproduct of the man she dealt with before you. So you want a woman to come in perfect. Fellas, these women ain't coming in perfect.
Absolutely.
You may have to be a little patient a little bit. You may have to take her through a training process, kind of like when you start class and they get your ass a syllabus. Hey, this is what I require. This is it. I'm not saying that's always the case, because some people, like you said, some people are not teachable, but they are a byproduct of the men that they've been with before you. Because I used to have that issue where I'm like, man, why isn't she doing what I want her to do? Why doesn't it come easy? But I didn't realize, hey, you don't know who she been with before you. You have no idea. So when she coming into your life, you thinking, okay, well,
yeah,
you thinking you want the finished product. Nah, it ain't. I mean, and that's a facade too. Like, a lot of people are looking for the full product.
it's a blank canvas, baby. You got to
not understanding that you're not for yourself. You get what I'm saying? Just because you can be of some statue or of some title, you're still lacking something.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody isn't perfect. And a lot of people are looking for perfection. A lot of people are really looking for perfection, bro.
I ain't never met a perfect person in my life.
You're not going to. The last perfect person is not here no more.
That's right.
He been gone. So that's, you know, but like I said, some people just, you know, they like to see, you know, like I said, Instagram is a lot, bro.
Right.
Social media.
Yeah, that's what comes from.
Speaking of social media, man, do y'all feel like dating apps give people an illusion of endless options to choose from? So they're not really necessarily taking the dating process seriously, because with the dating apps, they have such an abundance. And I saw this stat the other day saying that, you know, women have way more options on dating apps than men do.
Oh, do
you know,
they?
because the men try to go on dating apps and swipe left and swipe right all the time.
Oh, yeah, I
but
believe
every
it.
man want a woman. So
Yeah, I believe
I'm talking about on a scale of 1 to 10, you got women that are 1s and 2s. With so many options on dating apps, and the women that are 10, so they get just as much. Oh yeah, a 2 can get just as much attention as a 10. That's crazy work. There was, and I hate to say this because our women are beautiful. I hate to say this, but our women are beautiful. But there was a time where a 2 knew she was a 2, a 10 knew she was a 10. Go ahead.
Well, we're in an age where average women think they're settling for